experience in structures started back in the late 1800s, manufacturing prospectors, tents, chuck wagon covers.
My great-grandfather started with our tent and awning division, and he was building innovative enclosures back 117, 118 years ago, from wall tents to everything in canvas, mattresses and some for the rail lines when they came west. And later on, when the first cars were built, they had innovative tents that would be constructed off the side of a car, because what is a short trip today was a couple-day trip back then.
There aren't many companies that are truly a fourth-generation family-owned company.
You get the feeling of being one of the family when you work for them. So,
surprisingly, working with family has been fantastic. We really get along.
My brother's my best friend, and we work very well together. My brother-in-law is a fantastic guy, and I couldn't ask for a better group of people to work with.
We have a lot of constructive, open criticism that results in advances in technology.
Everybody is on a first-name basis with everyone too, is just typical of the sort of the family atmosphere that you have here.
We have so many people with so many years of experience. This team that we have here is unbelievable for pulling off miracles over and over again. Phil Sr., as he's called around here commonly, he helps us stay on our toes and continuously evolve and develop.
Phil just decided that one day we needed to redesign how we do things, and the engineers would say, no, we can't do it, and Phil would come back and say, I think you're wrong. Check your numbers, and sure enough, he was right.
We've got structures now in 90 countries around the world, and over 10,000 structures in place. The Sprung can be used for anything from churches, casinos, prisons, military applications.
Our product has been embraced by a number of military organizations around the world. It's the engineering that they like the most, the fact that it's immediate but it has to work. The tensioning of our membrane, our insulation package, the fact that it's aluminum. We've come up with a number of new initiatives, both in cargo doors and our new TDS aircraft hangar door. It's been very, very effective for military applications.
Our structures now, thanks to the insulation package system that we have, are found in the high Arctic and have been located throughout the Middle East for 30 years, and they've really been tested at the most extreme environments of the planet.
Once it's insulated and you have that type of R value, it cuts down greatly on the heating and cooling load of the structure.
It's equal or better than any type of conventional building.
We're capable of putting out probably up to 15,000 square feet per day. In case of emergencies, we can always gear up to manufacture twice, 2 or 3 times that. As a basic structure, we can literally ship overnight.
We draw customers that are typically in a hurry.
Sprung has bridged the gap between an idea and reality, and what we do here is a phased development plan, and Sprung's system has fit into that just perfect. It's got us into action quicker than traditional building would be, and it has fit our plans perfectly to cash flow as quick as we can, and to use that cash flow for traditional financing in order to grow the enterprise. And so it's been perfect for our needs.
It's a great solution for affordable dollars to have a center for our youth to occupy. This is our second one. We purchased our first Sprung in 1999, and it was erected in 2000, and it was our worship center as we moved onto the property in 2000. And we liked it so much, we liked its flexibility and everything that we could do in it and around it, that we decided to go with another one for our kids.
Well, we're a secondary school catering for students in the ages 12 to 18, 19 years of age. In recent years we've been growing. Only 4 years ago we only had 165 students, and in the last 4 years we've now gone up to 220. From the costing point of view, it was sort of 40%, say, of a conventional building.
We ship cargo, any kind of cargo, to all over the world, and we build the pallets here to be carried on the airline carriers. One of the advantages is that this doesn't have any poles in the middle of the structure. It mean, there's a clear vicinity you can work in. The quickness that they raised the buildings in short notice, when we needed it, it was really fast.
Efficiency of this building is phenomenal as far as the R value goes. You can't get a building that has 8 inches of thick wall that's just completely full of insulation, and compared to a block or a steel structure, you're not going to get that type of R value. The wind just blows right over the top of it, the rain just runs right off of it, the snow just slides right off of it. There is really no worry on the way this thing's set up. It could be 100 degrees outside or 30 below, and we're still going to maintain 70 degrees in here.
You know, this is one of the warmest environments I imagine you could put a sprung structure in, but we don't have problems in the winter or the summertime. This structure is well insulated. That was one of my main concerns. I mean, how well insulated is this compared to a traditional building? And it's just fine.
We found that the R factor, the insulation, is very good. It holds the air conditioning very well, stays cool, and really doesn't cost more than a permanent building would cost to cool it.
Students here, I mean, they thoroughly enjoy it. I mean, it's a godsend to them in so many ways, because when they can get out of the inclement weather and getting into a facility like that, we just wish to develop that and have more and more students. And the more and more students that we can have participating and getting involved in physical activity, because there's so much talk about the health of youngsters nowadays.
Sprung is good for polar air because they are international, and that's the reason they delivered quick. And even here in Holland, they stood it up in a small amount of time, extremely small, and that went well for us. The move over from one facility to this was quick.
Tamarac's a great place because it's got 4 true seasons. So you can ski, you can mountain bike, you can hike, you can golf, you can fish, you can swim, you can wakeboard, you can sail, and you can do it all right here in one spot. We refer to them as the domes, but we have 5 of them, and we use them for resort support facilities. So we have our children's program in one, our sports and education programs and rental retail in another. The Canoe Grill houses our cafeteria product. We have Seven Devils Pub, which is just what it says, kind of a rockin' bar and place to eat. And then we have the Ops Dome, where the operations management, sports school, lift operator, ski patrol are all housed out of.
In March of 1999, we opened up the first structure here, and then later on our business grew, so we had an opportunity to double the size of our facility. So we put a block building in between 2 Sprung structures and over doubled our floor space. The Sprung structure has worked good for us too. I was impressed with the interior feeling. We matched a very creative interior designer with the Sprung development. And the end result was an interior atmosphere that really didn't feel temporary. It felt like it had been there for a long time, and it will stay there. And I think that's been a reason for our success. It's a great system to work with, whether you're going to be in it a short time or you're going to be in it over a decade.
This is our youth center. We're a large church here in the Phoenix area. We run about 12,000 in attendance on the weekends, and we needed a place for our kids. While the adults were meeting in our first Sprung structure, the kids were meeting across the street at the high school. But as you can imagine, a high school is not a very conducive place to move in and out of every weekend. And with the extreme growth of the church, we needed a place for the kids. This Sprung behind me is just excellent for that.
There's a couple of things that's really great about them. One is they erect very quickly. 2 is they have a really long life. You can move them around if you want to, but they're very functional. And again, the most important thing for us was speed. We needed to bring life to Tamarack and get things going right from the get-go.